Okay, let's talk about point of view. Okay, so when you are reading a piece of literature, remember literature is anything that we read. Someone writes a book, an article, um, anything like that is literature. Okay, so when we're talking about literature and point of view, okay, what's the author's point of view? Okay, we are talking about, is my narrator a character or not? Okay, what's a narrator? The narrator is who's telling the story. Okay, does that is that the author? Not always. That's sometimes a character, right? Okay, so something's weird there. Who is telling me the story? Who is the narrator? Okay, so is the story told from first person point of view or third person point of view? Remember, if it is first person point of view, we're going to see that the narrator is a character in the story. The narrator, for example, because of Winn-Dixie, Opal was the narrator. She was the main character, and she also was a character in the story. Okay, so we would see a lot of pronouns like I, me, my, we, and us there. Okay, in the story. So Opal is a character. Opal is telling me the story. Therefore, she's going to be first person and she is going to be telling me the story. So she's going to be saying pronouns like, I went to the store. My dog Winn-Dixie. The preacher asked me a question. We went to a party at Gloria Dump's house. They gave a gift to us. Okay, so Opal is a character in the story. If you see these pronouns in there, then you know that narrator is a character in the story. It is going to be first person point of view. Does that count when it's in quotation marks? No. Remember, characters can talk. That doesn't mean that they are the narrator. So if it's in quotation marks, so if it says, I want to talk to you, and it's in quotation marks, that's a character telling something that they wanted to say. That does not count toward point of view. Okay, remember. So everything else that the narrator is saying to us, as long as it's not in quotation marks, is going to tell me which point of view it is. Remember, first person. We're going to see a lot of those pronouns. I, me, my, us, we. If it's in third person, though, the narrator is not a part of the story. The narrator is not a character. They're telling it to us from the outside. Okay? So if I were telling you a story about something that happened to Timmy and Billy, but I wasn't there, I'm the third person. I'm on the outside. Okay? I'm telling it to you on the outside. I was not part of the story. I was not part of the adventure that Timmy and Billy went on, but I'm telling you the story. Okay? So third person, you might see pronouns like he, she, them, and they, meaning I'm not part of it, because if I was, I would say us or we, right? I'm not part of it, and I'm telling it to you from the outside. So if I'm not a character, usually I only know the thoughts maybe of one character, but if I'm third person point of view, I am not a character in the story, so I'm telling it to you from the outside, okay? All right, so I'm going to try to put some examples on my TV, and we will see if Miss Jones can even do it. Okay. All right, let's try this. Okay, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you guys can see. Hold on, let's try. I hope this works. Okay, so camera can see my TV. Hopefully that you can see this. I'll have to watch the video back. But first person point of view. In the first person point of view, the narrator participates in the action of the story. When reading stories in first person, you need to realize that the narrator is telling you things that are happening in the story as if they are there. So the first person, that narrator is a character in the story. Third person, they're telling it to you from the outside, so they did not participate in the action of the story. Okay, they're telling it to you from the outside. And we're not going to go into those, but let's try. No, that didn't work. Trying to find some examples for you. Please bear with Miss Jones. Who is telling the story? Okay, so here's some good examples. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is in first person point of view, right? Because the character uses pronouns like I or me. The narrator is a character in the story. As you read, you experience the story only from what that character knows, thinks, and feels. Okay, so first person, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Third person, we don't know that book. Okay, let's look at Harry Potter. We may not have read the book, but we know the movies, right? So in third person point of view, the story is told by the narrator who is not a character in the story. Okay, and Tale of Despereaux is told from the outside, right? The Tale of Despereaux is told from a narrator who is not part of the story. So remember, when you see first person, you're going to see pronouns like I, me, my, us, and we. When it's third person point of view, the story that you're reading, you're going to see things like he, she, they, and them. Okay, because it's being told from the outside. I hope the slideshow thing worked. I highly doubt it did. But you guys, this is review stuff, and you already know all this stuff, so I'm trying to be quick about it and just do a real quick review for you so it'll be easy for you to remember and jog your memory. Point of view is easy stuff. You guys know how to do it. I love you. See you in the next lesson.